Dope. All right. And rolling there. I gotta get some glasses. For real.
Glasses?
Glasses. My eyesight's so bad.
Are you nearsighted? Farsighted?
It's different with both eyes. So with this one, completely nearsighted, but it has to be between it has to be pretty close, like 6 inches for me to actually read it. Like right now, it starts to get blurry around there, and then it just goes crazy.
It's just one eye.
One eye, but with this one, it's the opposite.
Oh, weird. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, it's strange.
Where like one eye is nearsighted, one eye is like farsighted.
Yeah.
Strange.
It's very weird, and it's even stranger just because I had an eye exam last year or 2 years ago, and they found a scar in the back of this eye, like way back there, and apparently it's been there for years.
How do you get a scar back there?
I don't know. They said it was some kind of trauma or something.
Someone punched you?
That could have been it, maybe. And maybe I just blocked it out of my memory. Or something like that.
That's so strange.
Yeah.
Have you heard of those blue light glasses?
I have a pair.
You do?
Yeah.
How do you feel about them?
It just depends. I mean, I find it, like I would get headaches when I work. And I'm trying to figure out if it's a lack of caffeine, something in my diet, or if it was the screens.
Yeah.
So I bought them. They're fairly cheap.
Yeah, you can get them on Amazon for relatively cheap.
Yeah, that's where I got my pair. And it was like $15 I think. But I wore them, and I thought they started working, but I found that it was just... I think it was just something I was eating, because after a while I would still get headaches. They do help with the squinting, though. With the bright screens. Yeah.
I mean, there's different studies that are kind of conflicting about whether or not blue light, how much it affects you. And But it might just be dehydration. Maybe that's why you're getting headaches.
Hey, man. You're absolutely...
Or caffeine withdrawals, like you said.
Well, it's terrible because during the week, I'm trying to stay super healthy.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So,
I was going to say you look like small, like thinner or something from the last time I saw you, which was I saw you at the Christmas party and you looked like you had lost weight or something.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was like, I was like, there's something different. But I saw you at the Christmas party and I hadn't seen you since a while before that. So.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean,
Have you lost weight? Or?
Yeah. I mean, I think when we first started working together, when we first met, on the holiday video.
Yeah.
So, maybe I should do an introduction before we get into
yeah.
All right. So, how would you like to be introduced? Because you're in acting, yoga, Kimberly.
Yes.
There we go. I'm Homero.
Hi.
You know me already. But yeah, I mean, that's one thing I really admire about you, because you just keep going and you do so much health centric, it seems.
Right.
Yeah?
Yes.
I love that.
I'm all about healthy lifestyles, and I feel like the healthier you are as a person, the better your work is going to be as an actor, as a performer. So
absolutely. I get that.
They're related.
Yeah, I get that, man. I mean, in my journey, the past year especially, because I think when we first met, I was about 185. And before then, I already started to lose some weight or try to. But then this year, I started fasting. And so, so like I started it with 16 hours, then went to 20 hours. And this week, started Wednesday, I was like, fuck it. 22 hours. Just go for it.
Fasting for 22 hours. So that's like a fine line between fasting and anorexia.
You think so?
I mean, I don't know. So that's another thing. There's conflicting studies out there.
Absolutely.
But you just have to trust your own body. And, that you do go into sort of like a systemic healing mode when you're not. That's the theory, is that when you're fasting, all your energy isn't going to digestion and your body's in repair mode.
Right.
So, that's the theory behind all of that. So I get it. And if it works for you, it works for you. But I guess... you have to trust your own.
No, for sure. I'm with you. It's all about how you feel.
Right.
I tried going vegan for about a month.
Oh. Okay.
And it was like a vegan June thing that my work did.
Yeah.
And that was fine. It was tough, not so much because I wanted to eat, carbs, and because I not only limited it to veggies, I wanted it to have no grain.
No grain.
No grains, nothing, no carbohydrates. And
would that be like keto more?
I think it's
just low carb.
low carb. Well, keto
No
is
carb.
I had some because I had like potatoes and stuff like that.
Okay.
You know, so but I just wanted to stay away from grain and gluten.
Okay.
And I like the way I felt, but I just missed meat. I've always loved meat. And I was listening to another podcast, and on that, it was about going just carnivore. So there's a few celebrities that just completely carnivore.
Right.
And I tried that for the next month.
You're trying all these fad diets.
Yeah.
Every extreme.
That's just the
Cut
way
out all carbs.
Yeah.
No, only meat.
Yeah. And so now I'm in a place where during the week I fast 18 to 24 hours.
Okay.
Or I'm sorry, 18 to 22, and I narrow the window between 6 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
And even in that window, Monday through Friday lunch, no carb, just meat and veggies. So last week I had just ribeye, broccoli, and then like a protein shake. That was it.
Lots of protein.
But fat too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like butter all over that ribeye, and it's already like a fatty cut of meat.
Yeah.
So that until Friday. I'll work out every day. I'll do like running and then weights. And then on Friday night and like Saturday and Sunday, I go ham, man. I'll just eat whatever.
Okay, so that's sort of like your interesting.
Yeah, but I still fast those days. It's just the window's wider, so from 8 to 10 hours.
Oh, so you're still fasting, but then when you do eat, it's whatever you want versus just meat and fat.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I mean, if it's working for you, it's working for you. So I recently got a certificate as an ACE nutrition.
Congratulations.
My title is a fitness nutrition specialist.
Okay.
So I learned a lot about nutrition through that certification and health in general. And,
how long was that course?
So it was an online course. It took me about a year. But that's because I was really busy and with a lot of different things. So
hey, life, man.
It was hard for me to make time to like sit down and study and take all the quizzes and but it took me about a year. It probably, if you focused on that and nothing but that, it could take a lot less time.
Okay.
But anyway, so I learned a lot about nutrition and whatnot, and I think in general, it's best to have balance. Everybody's different. Everyone's unique, but it's good to get your vitamins from natural foods.
Absolutely.
It's good to have produce,
Oh, yeah. Whole foods.
Yeah. And if you're avoiding gluten and grain, that's great. You can have like complex carbohydrates are important though. And, it's about balance. Like these extreme diets, like I'm only going to eat meat, or I'm only going to eat bananas, or to me, it's my perspective is balance is good. But if it works for you, it works for you. So
no, I'm with you.
Everyone's different.
Absolutely. And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people try to, push whatever it is they're doing. It's almost like when you start
this
something
is the
new.
only way.
Yeah. I think that's natural though, because you start something new and
yeah.
you're like, oh, well, everyone should be doing this.
Right. Yeah. And there's so many different, if your goal is to cut fat or lose weight, fasting can help. But that might not work for somebody who tends to be hypoglycemic or who has blood sugar issues. Your blood sugar could get really, really low if you're not eating for that long.
And that's a bad thing.
Yeah. Low blood sugar.
Oh, I don't know. Again, I'm trying.
You can get shaky and difficulty focusing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with the whole fasting thing, I'm with you. I know it's, again, subjective to everyone. But to your point, I've read a couple of things about it. I heard, offhanded anecdotal evidence from doctors and people that just have done it.
Yeah.
And to your point, it being restorative, that's the biggest thing for me.
Right.
There was a doctor guy that I was listening to, and he's like, it's not the goal in life to who can use the restroom the most. You know what I mean?
Right.
And in his estimation is like, well, the more you do that, the more you're breaking down your body, because it's going through these processes that, naturally it may not have to do 3-4 times a day through eating.
Yeah.
And then another thing is, once you restrict that eating window, or even have, like, some guys do just one meal a day, and that makes it so the insulin spike gets smaller and smaller and smaller over time. And I don't know, man. Again, anecdotally, some people have said it's miracles, but it's the same thing with the carnivore diet.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird. But what do? You
As
think
far
it's
as
balance?
well, me personally, like as far as
Yeah.
like my eating,
Sure.
so I try to stay really hydrated.
Okay.
I drink a lot of alkaline water, a high pH, and again, lots of different studies can help detoxify your cells. I mean, we all know. I think everybody, it's a rule across the board. Hydrating is good.
Water's
There's
good.
no disagreement there.
Sure.
Water's good. So I drink a lot of water.
Okay.
I do take supplements that are whole foods based with no fillers, no extra stuff in there.
Sure.
But I try to get most of my nutrients from whole foods,
Gotcha.
nutrient dense foods. So, in the morning I'll have 1 cup of coffee, which I make with alkaline water. So the acidity
There
isn't
you
super
go.
acidic. Caffeine's sort of my one vice. And
You got to have something.
I'll have like a little bit of egg, maybe like scrambled coconut oil or oatmeal, like organic oatmeal, something like
nice.
that.
Okay.
Low sugar, and then throughout the day I eat salads, like lots of like leafy greens.
Sure.
And I'll eat lean meats like organic chicken or salmon.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I eat a lot of I just eat when I'm hungry. Sometimes I'll have nuts as snacks throughout the day so my blood sugar doesn't get low.
Sure.
And it also depends on, I exercise a little every day. Sometimes I exercise more and naturally I get hungrier. So,
Sure.
but yeah, I mean, I don't eat regularly scheduled meals. I eat when I'm hungry. And
Yeah, absolutely.
and that's kind of my general
Yeah.
rule of thumb that
And it's
works
working for
me.
you. You look great. Come on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you have to find your own way and feel what works for you.
Yeah, absolutely.